Like Jimmy said, excuse me while I kiss the sky. Fantasizing about your body on me, baby. Kinda got me high.
Oh my God. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Gill, and I'm here with Black Rockers United, and I'm here with the beautiful Sapphire Monet, songstress from Brooklyn, the queen of funk rock, new age funk rock. And she has an amazing single out right now that's going to be coming out soon with Ali Bishop, who is also with Black Rockers United and Sound Frontier. And I heard Cat Callin, and I had it on repeat because it's so fucking amazing.
Thank you.
And I love your music because it's like a cross between R&B and funk, but you're trying to bring it back to those rock and roll roots. And it's also like a journey for you as well, because it's like everything you grew up listening to, you're trying to put it in one spot and you're trying to introduce it to a new audience. So for you, how is it trying to discover your sound, and how do you define your audience?
That is a good question. I don't define my audience right now. So as far as demographics and things like that, pretty much all over the place because of the blended sound. Like you said, some people will pick up some R&B in there, and some will pick up funk, and of course, funk is old school.
Yes.
So I have I have the blessing of getting that demographic that understands that sound, and then I also have the blessing of getting the rock demographic that understands that sound. Now we just got to get the demographic together to put it together.
Yep. And that's where the BRU comes in, because we grew up listening to one particular style of music. Some people, most of us as African Americans, Black people from all over the diaspora, we grew up listening to certain types of music, and we've been historically boxed out of the rock and roll element. So have you had a hard time finding yourself being marketed in the rock and roll genre? And is this a way for you to like get yourself out there in the genre and be more seen in that genre?
Yes, I do have a great passion for rock and roll, and I do see myself in that lane. If I would have done some things in the past that would have kept me either one side funk, one side rock and roll, then it would have been a little different for me right now. But because I decided not to go that either or route and go with the sign that the sound, excuse me, that I was blessed to do, and that I, have a passion to do. And that's why I think that either sides listening to the music can definitely relate. Both sides can definitely relate. So I don't really see myself outweighing more than the other. I just see myself moving forward with the balance of both.
Right. And that's absolutely true. I agree with that. I believe that we shouldn't be boxed into one genre. We should just be able to expand and like experiment with everything we like. And that's what I like about you, because you have a very I don't give a fuck mentality about where you want to go musically. And I love that about you. And one thing you've always been praised on is your confidence. And I love how you present yourself, because it has no boundaries. And you literally just make people feel comfortable in their own skin. And previously, you had a journey where you didn't feel as confident as you were. And you admitted in the past that you were bullied a lot when you were younger, and you also struggle with body image issues. And you said that music was your outlet. Was there a point in time where you listen to artists like Jimi Hendrix and Millie Jackson, Tina Turner, and you live vicariously through how they express themselves? And did that give you the confidence to find your voice or to express yourself or use your voice?
Yes, definitely. It definitely did. I took that inspiration from, oh, excuse me. I took that information, that way of living and that way of thinking and that way of freedom from Miss Millie Jackson. And Miss Tina would definitely give that unapologetic on the stage, and she would give it in her music, she would give it in her dancing, and Miss Millie just gave it 100% everywhere.
Yes, she did.
It made me more comfortable with being unapologetically me, with more comfortable with how I talk and how I sing and how I sound, because there was a time where, like you said, I wasn't as confident as I am now, and it's because every time that somebody would see me on stage and then ask me to get in the studio, they wanted a different voice, and at that time I didn't know how to change that. I didn't know how to turn that off and turn it on, and to this day I still sing loud. But now I know, how little things to pull myself away from the mic and different things like that. But the point that I'm making is I was so inspired by all three of them, to not change. Don't veer in any other lane than the lane that you want to be in, and believe in yourself in that lane, and show everybody that this is what they're going to get. Because if you show them something once and then you try to show your real self, it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to be respected. And so I just want to give that real and that raw to everyone that listens to me, and people that don't, some that find me, and some that will later on. But I just want them to all feel like whatever you do it authentically you, and don't be deterred and don't be dismayed by anything else around you, or how much of a bigger influence is around you when you're doing the same thing.
Absolutely. And that also ties into the presentation in your art too, because you're more sex positive and you hone your sexuality. Has that helped or hindered you in any way in terms of how you market it? No?
Well, in terms of how I'm marketed, yes.
Okay.
It did make a stamp in my mental at that time, and and in my confidence when it came to my music, because I was very overweight at one point, and I did the work, and I maintain a certain size. But when I was looked at for music, as far as labels are concerned and big management companies, that was the issue, the weight. And then when I lost the weight, it was more of, that's all we want to see now. Can you scale back on the vocals? Can you tone it down a little bit? Your body's where we need it to be. And then that's where I just was like, you know what? I'm in control of this. I'm going to stay in control of this. And whether I get big or small, or whether I get bigger again.
Yep.
Still sing this music this way. And whatever I can fit, I'm going to fit. And whatever I can't, I'm going to throw it away.
Right. And what's more important to you is the music, most of all, right?
That's it. That's all it is. And I just want people to feel what I feel when I sing. I want them to feel it when they hear it.
Right. And you have such a powerful voice. Can you tell us a little bit about this single you have coming out with Sound Frontier, Cat Callin?
I am so excited about this record. Sound Frontier with Sapphire Monet, and it's an important collaboration for me, because I've been wanting to work with Ali Bishop and Sound Frontier for a long time, and vice versa. We were supposed to get it done years ago. It didn't happen, but it happened now, and I really feel like the way it happened this time and how effortless it was it wasn't meant for it to happen then, because I would not have appreciated it the way I do now. I would
Right.
not have appreciated these beautiful humans I met that play these wonderful instruments.
Hmm.
I wouldn't have, been able to appreciate the more bigger message in this record and in this collab about three men supporting a black woman, three black men supporting a black woman, and a black woman supporting a black men in music with a very powerful, dominating message to women, for women.
Right.
And it's just like, it's not to the point to where this is what it is. It's to the point to where like a smooth dominance that the woman has in this record, and that I want every woman to feel, and I want every woman to know that black men got our back too.
Yes, absolutely. And Ali is so great. And I've heard him perform live. He's really good. And I know the fans are really going to enjoy this record because I just love the sound quality of it. It is freaking amazing. I had to play it on repeat because I just loved it. I love how you draw your voice out, but you got that raw, raspy rock and roll feel to your voice, and it is it's divine. And
Thank you. All right,
oh, don't cry. And then when you hear it, I want to hear it live, more importantly, because I know you as an artist, you really pride yourself in mastering the live performance, and you want that raw, intimate feel that people get into when they listen to your music. Like, you about creating an experience, and you're not really into the social media where you want to post your live performances on social media. You rather people come in and see it live and enjoy the experience. And
okay, wait a minute now. All right then. I feel like you've been sitting on my wall on the window just watching my whole life, because you are just 100% accurate, right?
When I was researching this interview, I felt like I was interviewing myself, but with talent. That's how I felt. I was like, oh my God, I love this girl. She's just like me. And I just feel like we had the same mentality and the same vibe. And that's how I felt. Because I just went to Beyonce last week, and I was not about to sit there and watch it through my phone. I wanted to live in the experience. And I'm glad I did that, because it's really a spectacular performance she put on. And I just pride myself in just enjoying the experience of live music, right? Because when you're sitting there watching it through the phone, you're not watching a concert, you're not watching a show, you're not enjoying it. You're just saving it for later, and you're not really getting the intimacy of the live performance. So I want to know what you feel about people recording at concerts. Like, when you see a cell phone out, do you get annoyed or anything like that?
Sometimes. I do, especially since it's depending. If it's the venue or the festival for that, then okay. But somebody like a Beyonce, there's nobody like Beyonce,
right?
So it's just certain moments, like you said, that you have to take in. The phone don't matter; it'll be on the shade room tomorrow,
right?
You won't be able to just say, "Oh, I'm going to see Beyonce again tomorrow night," because unless you got it like that, then by all means. But sometimes, even outside of concerts, even when you're with your friends, with your family, life is so short and it's so precious.
Right.
And I believe that everyone should at least take time to actually live in that moment, experience that moment, because when it's gone, it's gone. And the only thing that you can say is, I remember when, or I should have, because back when I remember when I was such and such, I didn't do that, and I should have did that. I should have paid more attention. Even with your own life, even with the goals that you accomplish in life, you cannot be so adamant about accomplishing another one. Sit there for a second. Say, I did this. I got this. Pat yourself on the back. Get yourself a little bit more motivated. Build up your more spiritual strength. That way, the next goal will just be a bigger blessing than what you even thought you was going to experience.
Absolutely.
So I just believe that taking in the time and taking in the moment and taking in right now is more precise in how you look at the future and how you would examine your own future.
Absolutely. And that also ties into some of your interests too, because I learned you like to ride motorcycles. How
Yes.
was that? Because me, I probably would never do that, but it just seemed like something so thrilling. You like to ride motorcycles.
I do. I love to ride motorcycles. I learned to ride when I was 14 on a dirt bike.
Wow.
My first bike was a Kawasaki 636. And then I really like learned how to ride on a Gixxer. Like I actually learned how to ride on a Gixxer, and I took my Gixxer 1000 and I took it on the road and I went down. And I haven't been back on since. I scraped up my leg really bad and I sprained my neck.
Ah.
So it's been taking me a long time to get back on, but it's always a passion of mine. I really believe that I'm gonna ride again. I'm just more cautious about
Right.
where and how I ride this time. It just has to be different, a different approach to how I ride bikes. I was a little reckless. But yes, I love to ride motorcycles. It's a passion of mine, and it's a real big stress reliever. It was at one point. Now I've developed cooking as a stress relief.
Oh yes, I love cooking. I love cooking. You have so many different interests too, because I learned that you also speak a few languages: Spanish, French, Italian, and American Sign Language. And I think that is so noble for you to like take the time to learn so many different languages, especially sign
Well,
language.
I didn't. It was based. It was more of who I connected with and where I would travel. I don't want to make it seem like I actually studied these languages and
Right.
actually it was, my connections with people that spoke those languages. And when I used to, where I used to travel, specifically, Guadeloupe is in France, it's the
Right.
Caribbean and France. I learned a lot there when I was there. My grandmother's Italian, so I had here and there with that. So American Sign Language, I was taught as a child, and my partner is hard of hearing, so it works. Everything comes full circle.
Right.
So that's really how I adopted those languages. Really,
Oh,
I
that is
am.
beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't just say, "Oh, let me study it." I wish, And there are some people out there that actually study different languages and are very fluent with that. But it kind of snuck up on me. That's how that
That's
happened.
a blessing though, because with that many languages under your belt, you could do anything you want. Anything, but you chose singing, and that's beautiful. And I just feel like now we're seeing like surgeons of like people signing at concerts. Would you consider
Yes.
doing that at one of your live shows? Because I think it's very awesome and it makes the experience more accessible. Because
Yeah.
something I learned about the deaf community is that once they master learning how to talk through sign language, they have to enter the real world, and the world is mostly hearing, and that can be very difficult for them because not everyone knows how to use ASL. So,
Right.
is signing at shows something you would like to do in the future to make your shows more accessible to the deaf community?
Yes, I am actually working on that with my partner right now.
Oh, nice.
It was something that I thought about for a long time, but I did not have the right resources and connections to make it happen. Without it being, it's a very tedious process,
Right.
and find interpreters and things like that. So, coming back in connection with my partner, like I said, which is deaf, it's 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 easier now because I have her. And so we go back and forth with the songs, and this next big show coming up, she will be on one side interpreting and I'll have another on another side interpreting. So
Nice.
it's beautiful you brought it up because yes, it is something that I've taken very serious. diving into the deaf community is a whole different world. And it's a beautiful world. And I just wish that more people will respect it and respect them and
Right.
give themselves a chance to understand and open themselves up to the YSL language and to the community of the deaf, because it's just so much more refreshing than you could think. A lot of people think that their communication is lacking, that they can't have fun. And I think I've had probably the most fun with deaf or HOH people.
Nice. Mm-hmm. So, you mentioned you're going on a tour. You have one coming up this week. So, tell us a little bit about that one. You're going out of the country, right?
Yes, I am going out of the country. It's far, far, far away.
Which
Um,
region?
I'll be in the Middle East.
Oh, nice.
I'll be in Iran, and I'll be in Buran, excuse me. I'll be in Buran, the kingdom of Buran, and which is located in the Persian Gulf in the Middle East. And I'll be there for the rest of the year. When does this air? Wait.
I would hope they air this around the single release.
Okay. So that'll be perfect. That'll be great. So I can announce it here, because I didn't announce it yet. So let me announce it here, which I am more than excited to do. And this is just a big, big blessing, and it's something that I really prayed for. I didn't, they say God doesn't give it to you the way you want it; He gives it to you the way He wants it. So, whatever your practice is, whatever your God, whatever your go-to is, it's always know that your dreams will come true. Might not be the time you want it, and might not be in the way, but when it's not in the way you want it, it's always better than what you wanted.
Right.
And I can honestly say that my patience and my fasting and my praying and the reality, my depression, in the past, and everything that I went through then, being so scared and consistent. I was scared, but I was consistent because I knew that something big was going to happen, something blissfully big was going to happen for me when it came to my music. And here we are. I'm talking to you, and
Yes.
I'm on okay.
Black Rockers United.
Like, I'm here. Okay, this is big. This is big. And when I got this information to be on here and speak with you, I was just like, wait, Black Rockers Unite? What? They think I'm worthy? Can you do
Yes,
what you do now?
absolutely.
Yeah, I can do it. When? Today? An hour? Well, I'll be ready. But yeah, I'm so excited to speak with you. I'm so honored to speak with you.
Oh, thank
I
you.
am so grateful to speak with you. And girl, you got it together.
Thank
Okay?
you.
You know everything.
You too. Oh my God. I feel like this is one of those full circle moments where you just meet someone just like you.
Just connect. Just airy spiritual connection.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I hope you're gonna release footage of this concert, this tour you're doing in the Middle East.
Yes, it's gonna be followed by a camera crew, so I'll be documenting everything.
Nice.
And I'll be documenting in real time. Some things, because I don't like to be on social media like that. So
Right.
some things, and some I might just give to my marketing director to post here and there. But other than that, I want to, being that I don't have to record it, I want to share. I want to share this experience with everybody, being that I don't have to take my phone and hi, hey, I'm
Right.
here.
Right.
I'm more better with that. More.
All right. Is there a message you want to give to the Black Rockers United community? And would you like to sign it as well?
Keep rocking. Keep rocking.
Awesome.
So much love. Really good love. and eat good, say thank you, and keep God first. Everything will fall into place day after day after day.
Awesome. Thank you. Where can we find you on social media? And
I am SapphireMonet.com. No, I am Sapphire Monet on Instagram. SapphireMonet.com is my website. And that's really it. All of my links and everything is on the website. All of my and my links are also on my Instagram bio. So the link for the pre-order for Cat Callin is there. Plug.
Make sure you guys pre-save it on Spotify too, because you can pre-save it on Spotify.
Yes. Yeah.
And also check out the EP, The Beginning. It's dedicated to your mom, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. I loved it, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. It was actually songs that I wrote back when I first started. And so many people ask to find them, like, you know, different things that, and they say, is that song out? Is that song on the internet? And it's just like, no, maybe I should. So I just put them all together and called it The Beginning. And the picture of me and my mom was just a perfect cover photo for that. So yeah.
Awesome. And she was the beginning, because she the one that got you into the music. And most people won't say their parents got them into the music, but it's very rare that someone would admit it too. And she was the beginning.
She did, and it subconsciously and consciously she did it. She made sure I went to vocal class, classical training. I had to do ballet. She played music in the house all the time. She made me learn music. When she had to learn notes, I learned too.
And she was a musician herself, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Shout out to mom. No one better than mom. All right. So thank you so much for your time. And thank you for this interview. I really enjoyed it. And I can't wait for you to see the final product. And you guys make sure you check out Cat Callin. It's going to be out August 11th, I believe. And you guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you, Sapphire Monet, for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Black Rockers Unite. Thank you so much. All right, Kim, gotta do me one favor. Go like this. That means I love you.
I love you.
So everybody you teach to spread love, and make sure you let them know that
we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.